Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wantos.
And Calvin.
Coach of Gilbernito.
Boys, we are getting to the pointy end of our team previews. And Cal.
Yes.
The grand finalists.
Yes.
Were they grand finalists? Were they there?
Were they there?
They were there, but not really there either. So
Crikey.
they obviously got smacked up in.
Of all teams, I thought
How many points
they're
was
the
it,
team
Cal?
that couldn't happen to.
That's a trivia question.
Yeah, I know. You got it right.
Yeah, what was it
Was
again?
it
Really?
81?
81, something like that.
Wow.
81.
Nasty.
Okay, let's get into it because I'll tell you what, this is a very interesting team when it comes to fantasy because unlike the other teams we've been speaking of, we spoke about Collingwood obviously the other day, they have some high ownership players. These guys do not.
Nah.
Either under the radar, Roy, and being overlooked, which means I will discover undercover some fantasy gems.
Will you?
Yes.
Will you do it better than what you just did there?
Right. So last
What
year,
have you got?
You're not your best own hype man.
right, I tried to hype it up. Last year, their midfield group towards the end of the year went like this, and we're talking ranked in CBAs here. Luke Parker's their main banana, right?
Main banana. First banana.
First banana.
You should have asked how to use banana.
He hasn't
the
used it all
start.
But
pre-season.
you don't, it's like you
And
don't
now
really
you've
use it as a
wrecked it.
first banana. It's
Okay.
like the second banana or third banana.
There were 4 bananas in the bunch. Parker was the first banana.
Right.
Chad Warner was the second banana.
Okay, yeah.
Then Mills. Then Rowbottom.
Right.
They were
What number was Rowbottom?
He was the 4th banana.
Right.
That would have been the more appropriate time to use banana, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So you would have said the other 3 are the big dogs, then the 4th banana is Rowbottom.
That's right.
I'm still learning.
right. Well,
Okay.
so am I.
Yeah,
I was
right.
just clarifying.
Let's talk about Luke Parker because he's obviously the main guy in there. He's gone over 95 for the last 9
just good.
seasons.
He is.
72%
His
of the
ownership
CBAs.
over that time would not be what it deserves to be.
No.
He's probably got that hangover of like being a forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we were able to pick him last year.
Well, that's-
And he was hot for that little patch there. So he went 105 in his last 8 games.
Yeah.
And you could have had him as a forward.
Yeah.
It was elite.
A lot of people finished the season with him, didn't they?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You're an early adopter.
You
I
were.
did.
I was proud of you.
It was a great little adoption of the banana. Now, the most selected Sydney player. Okay.
Our man,
Who?
Will Gould.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not counting him.
Oh, no, he is though. 27%.
You can't count that.
Okay. Who's the most selected Sydney player?
Well, the one I'm looking at here as one of the most selected players is your Chad Warner, is it not?
Oh, yeah, third most selected with 8%.
So who's the other
Pretty
one?
massive.
Who's the other one in front of him?
Angus Sheldrick.
Okay, thank you. Right.
Okay, we won't count the second banana.
We'll get to
So most selected
the most selected.
with 8% ownership.
Oh, the most starting on the ground. So 8.5% is what he is. So last 2 years ago, he
Right.
was the 5th in line for CBAs.
Yeah.
He's now number 2.
Will Gould was.
No, Warner.
Oh, sorry. Right.
Thing is, though, I'm trying to get this done.
I know.
So before the buy, he went at 54% of CBAs and increased by 20% in the back end.
Right.
Okay. So after his buy, 73%. Don't forget that Parker was 72 over the course of the year. In that time, you're like, oh, wow, he's had heaps more CBAs here. He only got to 91.
Yeah.
Okay, so he broke out last year and he went from 69 to 89. So with an increase of CBAs, he has not really had a huge increase in scores over that time. Now, when you think about it, he went 96 in his last 8 games.
Yep.
Could he get his 89 to 100? Now, think about last year we only had 18 mid-score in over 100. Could he be one of them? I don't think he can.
He's going to at some stage, isn't
I
he?
think he will, but he's already got the CBAs.
Yeah.
And he still can't get the scores. That's my concern with a Chad Warner.
Yep.
He's only young, though. Like, he's still improving.
Agree,
He certainly
agree.
hasn't peaked or anything like
Agree.
that.
So I'm just saying his ownership, for me, at 8.5%,
Yeah.
is quite high for a guy that people think will probably, if he's priced at the 90 mark there, he's going to need to be a 105.
If you have watched him closely, you might be a Sydney fan and love him.
Yep.
You see him at his best. It's kind of a low risk pick. He's one of those guys. I always say to people that ask that I bump into that are picking teams, and they might say, "Oh, I really like someone from their team."
Yep.
I always just ask who it is. If it's someone who completely could derail your season, I say, don't go there. But if it's someone like him, someone I would not even look at this year, but someone like him to a Swan fan, I would say, hell yeah, start with that.
Yep.
That is not going to ruin your season. It could actually be an epic unique.
Well, here's another unique for you, and we're talking Callum Mills. He went at 110. 110. He went at 110. 111.
People would think we've actually sat down and recorded all 18 of these in one go now.
That's all right.
With the way you're cooking it.
The problem, I can't get a word in. He keeps interrupting.
Yes.
The thing is with him, so he was a midfielder, he was a wing, he was a fullback, he was a tagger.
Yeah.
He's everything.
Yeah.
When he's on, he's on.
Go at 110.
So he went.
One.
He had a couple of games there, a 148, a 156, a 162.
Yeah.
When he's in the guts.
Yeah.
He's tackling. He had 16 tackles in one game.
Yeah.
But then he has a 54, a 76, and a 78.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're going to do.
You cannot start him.
No.
No.
He will
Because
end up...
if you cop one of those early on,
Yep.
it's just game over.
He'll end up averaging 110. Or 110, as we like to say here.
He's so versatile that it hurts him.
Exactly.
And things can be merry until three-quarter time. And because he's such a Swiss Army knife,
Yes.
he could do anything in the last quarter that the team needs, which could almost equate to 0-point quarter type roles.
Yes.
So it's a worry with Callum Mills.
Can't have McGyver in your team.
No, you can't. But he's just such, credit to him. He's a gun. And to average 110 when you've done the variety of roles that you just talked about.
Yep.
Where does he go in draft?
He's got to still go.
He's in your top 8.
He
has to
He's
be.
a first round pick.
Yes, he is.
He's also a very exciting captain there. If you've got captains...
You get him in the right...
Good
in
matchup.
the right week.
Anyway, let's move on. So the fourth banana in line here, Roy, is one that I like, who came home very, very strong. For draft especially, I think he can be bumped up. We're talking about Rowbottom. Now, before his bye, he went at 78.
Yep.
Huge increase in CBAs over the back half of the year, and he was able to turn that into numbers. So he averaged 97 in his last 7 and 107 in his last 5.
Yeah, huge.
It's massive.
So there is a guy who took the CBAs as a huge positive.
Yes.
And his scores reflected it. So he is a guy that I reckon in draft you can definitely bump up. The next one I'm going to talk about is Goulden, who is a mid-forward, 735K, less than 3% ownership.
Yeah.
This is a guy I think has gone under everyone's radar as a possible forward option.
Yeah.
Like as a breakout sort of player.
Yes. Coming into his third year, Roy.
Yeah.
So first year 73, last year 83.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty nice build, isn't
You
it?
can see what's happening here. Now have a look at this though. Last 6 games, he went at 98.
Yeah.
And in the finals, he went 82, 103. Yep, that's pretty good. And then a 55 when they got absolutely smacked up.
He's ready. He has looked good since day one.
All right. So if he can go, so think about the build there.
That's a good
73.
draft pick.
It is.
isn't it?
73, 83. Now, if he can get to, let's go 95.
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably a bit of a reach.
No, it's
but he
all
did go
right.
98 in his last 6.
Exactly.
If he can get to that, he's a top 5 forward based off this year's numbers.
So the thing is, because there is a lot of forward options this year, those top end ones, it'll be hard to squeeze him.
Agree. Yes.
In draft, when you
this is
when
where
those top
there is
dogs
value.
and you think, oh no, I've missed all the half decent forwards. Seeing him is going to be like, you might actually go early on him, hoping he can do that 95
Did he
minimum.
score 155 in a game last year?
Yeah, massive.
He can do it.
Yeah,
I
that
don't mind it.
83, that if you got him around guys who averaged 83 last year in drafts in the forward line.
Yes.
You've got to steal.
Too right you do.
Big time.
He moves up a bit.
Yeah, he does.
Jake Lloyd is another interesting one. So he went at 91 last year.
Still did it.
Yeah, 91, but
Thought it
that's
was gonna
off
be
the
less than
back
that.
of a 98, a Corona 114, a 107, a 102, which is what he's done. A 91 is a massive drop for him.
It is.
He saved his backside in the back half of the year where he went at 100 in the last 9.
Okay.
So my thing is he back to being the high 90s to even a potential 100 guy?
Well, God, that piece
He
of
was in the last
information you
9
just got-
games.
Because I see the chit-chat on socials about Jake Lloyd, and the naysayers all just revert to, no, it's a total role change for him and
game
stuff like
style,
that.
yep.
Now, we aren't seeing the ridiculous chip-to-chip 50-point
Agreed.
quarters from him. So that's definitely right. But if you're saying he put together a body of work like that, the most important data at the moment is the back end of last year.
9 games.
For a team that went well, they're not going to have to change a lot. If he scored 100 in the second half of the year, basically, I feel like that is a fair preview, which is 10 points under then.
Agreed.
So who's affected him? Is it the Lizard?
Oh, the Lizard. Sticks his neck out for everything, doesn't he?
I guess so, yeah. They became more attacking off half-back when they had the run of the Lizard and things like that.
But last 9 games goes at 100, and he's only missed 3 games in 7 years. He plays everything.
That's good.
Because pretty much the Lloyd and the Lizard averaged about, well, they had about the same kick-ins.
Yep.
So that's the, they were sharing that. Lloyd had a fair stranglehold on that previously.
Yes.
You love strangling, don't you? He strangles everything. All right. Now, we need to talk about this guy because I wasn't going to mention him, but Warnie was angry because I didn't have him in the notes, and that's Isaac Heeney.
Oh, Heen
It's
Dog.
another pre-season. Heen Dog is back.
This is just what he is now.
It is exactly what he is.
He's a 90 guy.
He's a 90 guy. His best ever was 92.
Yeah.
Right? He's a 90 guy.
Someone's going to draft him and they'll finish 4th
Yep.
at the end of the season.
He had a couple of times early before the bye where he was actually used a lot in the CBA. So in the first game, he was there 47% for him, but there was no Chad Warner. Then in round 10, he was in there again for a 48%, but there was no Rowbottom. So he is a...
Does centre bounces matter for him, though?
No, not really. I think they do a little bit.
Yeah.
But for him, it's a no.
Regardless of where he plays, what he does,
It's
what
just-
happens in the season, that's what he's going to have.
He's a 90.
Yeah.
And he will be 90 for the next probably 100 years.
And he'll
Roy.
give you 100s and he'll give you 50s.
Before we get into the cheapies here, we'll have a quick chat about the rucks because obviously on draft day there will be... They'll be floating around in deep drafts towards the end because Hickey is their main man when he's not injured.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So he only averaged 68 for the year, which ranks him down at number 21 for rucks based on average.
Yuck.
It's not good. He was good in the finals, though. He had an 84, a 93, and then a 69 in the SmackDown. But he's an 80 guy. Yeah. He's an 80 guy when he plays and when he's fit. So my message here, I guess, is in a deep draft, Hickey's the last one remaining. You're picking up a guy there that could be an 80, but you probably want to pocket him with Laddams because that's going to be his mate when he breaks down.
Yeah.
But, geez.
Laddam's missing the first couple after that suspension. We got
I
suspended
think
at the
he
end.
is. Yeah.
Let's talk cheapies because, Dog...
Right, have you got some rooks?
Well, yeah, I got a lot of rooks.
Will Gould.
Yeah, no, we'll get to Will. We'll get to Will. I've seen Aaron Francis pop up in some teams.
What?
Yep.
How's he in rookies?
What?
No, he's cheap. He's
How cheap?
344. I've seen him pop in. He is the 7th most owned Swan. Am I right with that, Dog? But the answer's no.
If you don't count the top 3.
You're not doing it. So
10th.
According to
the
my
10th.
list.
Oh, there you go. You've refreshed. Well done. So it's a big fat no on him. The other 3 guys here are very relevant. Let's start with Will Gould then. He does exist. He played 20 games in the VFL last year.
Did you watch the games?
Did not. No, I didn't watch any.
Exactly.
Apparently, he played 20 games last year.
just a statistic.
And he basically averaged 80.
Yeah.
200K defender. We can't have a pre-season without talking about Will.
100%.
So-
and you can't pick a pre-season team at this time of year and not have Will.
And not have him in it.
He comes in
He's one of
automatically.
the most popular guys.
The other two guys I want to talk about here were high draft picks of the years gone. So we are talking with Angus Sheldrick, who is a mid-forward. He played one game last year, debuted in round one, scored 28 points.
Yep.
Spent 10 games in the VFL, averaging 88.
Right.
A high draft pick,
Yep.
debuted round one last year,
Yeah.
surely gets another chance at some
I
point.
think so. That's amazing that they gave him a look so early.
200K mid-forward. The other one, very high draft pick, was that Matt Roberts.
Yep.
Now, he played one game last
And
year.
what did he score?
6 points, Roy. 6 points. Spent
Was
a lot of time on the bench, though, for that one.
So he wasn't even sub.
No, he wasn't sub. So 40...
Off dog.
40,
Don't laugh.
50-50, he split it between the bench and the ground in that one. So 6 points. 11... sorry, that was in round 11. 19 games in the VFL last year, averaging 91.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the
Yes,
kid.
yeah. So
I reckon he's a
two
gun.
very good players there who averaged basically 90 in the VFL, bargain basement 200K.
Yeah.
I reckon, and the fact they've already had a game under their... Well, did they have a game under their belt? They were given a game last year.
He ran through the banner.
They scored 34 points combined. Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
But
We're not worried
high
about
draft
that.
picks, scored well in the VFL.
They're much better than that.
I think
scoring
at some point, they will be back through.
Yeah. I like it.
Anyone I've missed, Dog?
Well, the fourth most selected player
Who have you got?
is Corey Warner.
Corey
is
Warner?
Chad Warner, should he actually be 14% ownership?
Yeah, he should be.
Because
Maybe.
people clicked on Corey instead of
I
Chad.
reckon.
100%.
I reckon they've just gone, geez, he's cheap.
Whoops.
They've stuffed that one up.
Whoops.
They must have been coming from the same school of research as Calvin.
Anyway, that's the Swans,
according to
Dog.
what we've heard.
Good job. Now, given your theme at the start for that podcast, who do you personally find the most appealing?
Which banana do you want?
The banana, am I talking...
Are you picking any bananas from the...
In Classic, all those rookies are on the watch list.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not rookies, they've played, but
Yeah.
they are on the
cows?
They are on the
Cows.
watch list. Other than that, in Classic, there is no one
Nah,
else.
I thought as much.
Okay, however, in draft, I think we can be looking at a Rowbottom to be moved up a little bit in his ranks, along with Goulden as a forward.
Yeah. Thanks.
Woo!
18 minutes for all of that.
Was it really?
Fantastic.
What an entertaining 8 minutes. Thanks, people.
Thanks for tuning in. Go and catch all these podcasts. There's, another 16 of them currently there to listen to of the club previews. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, over at afl.com.au/fantasy. Always keep clicking back there because we've got a heap of content coming this preseason. It's a big one. Get excited.